Hi, hello, it is I. I had a book. Why is it all the way over? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the next reading vlog. This is probably going to also take 2 weeks just because I'm trying to get caught up on vlogs and very quickly running out of space on my memory cards. You're not here to hear me talk about like videos I don't have time to edit right now. You are here to hear me talk about books I'm reading. Currently, my active current read is The Hero Strikes Back by Maura J. Moore. I am like 40 something pages into it. For a tiny book with like teeny tiny pages, it sure takes a long time to get through these pages. I am I'm enjoying it so much. This is one of those that like, so here's the story about this book. Do y'all remember when there were Borders? Some of y'all might be younger than, no, because Borders closed in like 2011. Never mind. Anyways, some of y'all may not know what Borders was. It was a bookstore. Probably most of people who watch, I don't think I need to really. Anyways, went out of business, had a great big closing out sale, and I got this during that closing out sale because I was going back and forth between where I lived and where I was going to college, like an hour away, and every time I had to go through Tampa, and Tampa has like 3 of them. I think Tampa had the only ones left in my area-ish, and so I would just stop on the way home, like every day coming back from school, every couple days coming back from school, and I'd be like, what do they have on sale today? That's how I got a lot of the books that are on my physical TBR. That's how I got a bunch of my Galaga Girl books. Anyways, I got this then. I read the first book a couple years ago, and then reread it last year, or this year? Time is weird. Anyways, long story short, I started this book, and I'm like, why has it taken me so long to get to this series? Because the 2 main characters, the main character and who I am assuming is going to be the love interest, he better be the love interest. Oh my god, I might be as mad at this as I am at the 100 if we get through all 7 or 8 books and nothing happens with these 2. They never acknowledge their feelings or any of that, because like it's real obvious someone is in denial right now, and I'm pretty sure he kind of likes her too, but you know, he's not gonna push that boundary, and also he's Carish. Anyways, their dynamic is like one of my favorite dynamics. They are always poking at each other, but in like a good-natured kind of like that's just how they work kind of way, not in like a mean way for the most part. And I love the fact that like when one of them does say something mean, they're like, no, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It's happened like once, maybe twice at this point. They'll be like, okay, yeah, that went a little too deep, but my point stands. I love them so much. We're having a lot of her noticing him and talking about how her type has changed since she's kind of been paired with him, and why did I wait so long? Also, I'm really liking kind of the discussion that this has with Privilege, because the way the sources and the shields work, she is a source, she is a shield, he is a source. Basically, sources can channel natural disasters, shields protect them, shield them, so that they don't die while channeling these natural disasters, because this world is just like basically full of them. They're happening every 5 minutes or so, and things are going to like think, if you read the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, think that kind of situation. Like, that's what's going on here, is they just basically, to make the place habitable, humans have developed a magic. Anyways, so like, I don't even remember where I was going with that. Oh, Privilege. Anyways, so because of the fact that they basically are necessary for civilization to exist on this world, they don't have to pay for anything. Everything is provided to them free of cost. If they require anything, like, it's gotten for them right away. And it's really interesting because there have been multiple instances just in the first 40 or so pages of the book of Lee, the main character, recognizing that that is a privilege. That, like, it's not her right, that it does make her kind of uncomfortable to be thought of as, like, better or be ahead of people and stuff. Like, she's talking about like they're having this weird unseasonal winter thing that should not be happening, and she mentions that, like, yes, her clothes are out of season, her winter clothes are out of season, and they're old and they're unfashionable, but like she doesn't want to go to a tailor because she knows they have limited supplies, and her clothes work very well, like they work perfectly fine, and she knows she will be put to the front of the line for clothes she doesn't need. There's also a point where she's talking about the fact that, like, she really doesn't have any right to comment on someone's opinion on money or how much something costs, because she doesn't have to use money. She doesn't understand how it works necessarily, and she has no, like she doesn't have the knowledge. And I just really like that. I also am noticing that without making it gendered, the author is doing a really good job of kind of highlighting how men are able to be very emotional, and like that's acceptable for them to be wild and crazy and emotional, and women have to work very hard to suppress their emotions. And yes, this particular pair is male and female. The shield is female and the source is male, but like there are a lot of them that are like, you know, it doesn't like their gender has nothing to do with it, whether they're a source or a shield. So it's a really interesting kind of commentary on gender dynamics and emotion. And also, can we just appreciate that there is a pair in this book? We're probably not going to get much of them, but they absolutely hate each other. And their last names are Beatrice and Benedict. I see what you did there, Maura. I see. Highly enjoying this. Like, this is all I want to do, but I have insurance school. That didn't go where I thought it was going to go. My aim is just off today. Anyways, I'm not even trying to pretend like I have my life together, because I had 3 breakdowns trying to file my income taxes yesterday. Like, to the point my mother came to check on me. Don't mind me, I'm just in my Nerd on a Power Trip t-shirt that I got like a week ago and then I had to wash before I could wear because sensitive skin. It's fun. I got the pink one because I felt like I wanted that. Let me see. So I found some books on Overdrive that I'm gonna try for my... What am I gonna do? Okay, I found some books on Overdrive that I'm gonna try for my next audiobook. There's 2 minutes left of the poll. So far we've had 2 votes. The books that people get to choose between are Such a Fun Age by Somebody Read, Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi, P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. I know these authors' names. And Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know by Samira Ahmed. So far, it's tied. So far, it's a tie between Emergency Contact and Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know. Somebody once told me the world was gonna... Somebody help is what I'm saying. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. I don't know where that came from. I have watched Shrek too many times. It's a good song, okay? It's a good song. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Okay, we're gonna stop because this is embarrassing. Anyways, I am 198 pages into The Hero Strikes Back. I am adoring it. We had something happen I didn't think was going to happen for like 3 more books. This is like a 7 or 8 book series. I didn't think this was going to happen for like 3 more books, but it was a moment, and they were both into it, and then Lee had to be like smart and like level-headed about things, and Taro was like, oh snap, yeah, you're right. And I'm just like, could you both be not how you are right now? I just want to point out that like his name is Shintaro, the main male characters. He is described as having brown skin. He is described as being part Asian in some way, shape, or form. His people who came from Earth, one side of his family was from that part. I don't think they get specific as to whether it's like East Asia, Southeast Asia, any of that stuff. But the people who did the cover went, this is a white man. Why? I might have to pick up book 3 soon because I'm just having way too much fun with these 2 idiots. Also, she just got it. Well, not it. So she started the there's this thing that happens with S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not sure how I feel about it, where when music plays, they can be overly affected by it. Meaning that if you play the wrong kind of music, you may have a S.H.I.E.L.D. just get super violent and like destroy stuff, get in fights, you know, that kind of thing. And somebody at a bar, because they're not very happy with the shields and the sources in this town right now, somebody who owned a bar had them play super violent music or super upbeat music. I'm not sure what it is. Like, I know that, like, certain musics can make them violent, certain musics can make them very, very sexual. And so, like, it's funny because, like, when they're in situations where there's music, like, part of, like, they're supposed to watch out for each other, and part of how Taro is supposed to watch out for Lee is that he's supposed to make sure that she doesn't do anything stupid if someone plays the wrong kind of music, like go sleep with someone she shouldn't or attack someone. He obviously wasn't here this time, because if she did, she's like, I need to get out of here, and somebody got in her way and got mad at her, and so she hit them and they hit her back. He's so pissed about it, and I love it. Like, don't get me wrong, like, super overprotective male protagonists, main characters, drive me up a freaking wall. Taro is not overprotective. He's like the appropriate amount of watchful, knowing what her weaknesses are, knowing where she needs him to step in. But he also, like, really gets pissed when she gets hurt, and that's, like, my favorite dynamic, where you have, like, two people that, like, they're in there, they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, they're willing to let each other do what the other person needs to do, like, but then when you get to the other side of the thing, and one of them's been hurt, the other one is ready to rip the world apart. She's got a split lip, my dude. You don't need to go, like, destroy someone's business, but it's what he wants to do right now. I love them so much. Anyways, let's see who won. So, my poll is done. I got 3 whole votes, and it looks like Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know won. Now I just need to find a copy of that is physical. That's fine. I'll find one at my library or something in a minute, but let's download. I think the last time I talked to you was Thursday. It's Sunday. We had to take a short break on updating you. I mean, I haven't finished any books. I haven't finished any books. Well, I have, but I've only finished 1 book. Long story short, I haven't been editing videos, and so therefore, everything I film is just kind of sitting on my memory card. So I needed to edit a video. I have now edited my March wrap-up. It's May, March, they're the same thing, right? I have finished The Hero Strikes Back by Maura J. Moore. Oh my god. I love this series, and I might have done a terrible thing and just been like, okay, like, I was really in the mood to start the next book, but I was like, but am I going to experience the same frustration that I experienced in this one, where, like, it is so obvious that these two are falling in love with each other, but nothing's happening. Like, they're both jealous of each other with other people, and I'm just like, oh my god, you're so stupid. Anyways, so I picked up the 3rd book, and I read, like, the very, very end. I have no idea what's going on, but there was kissing. So guess what book I started next? Do I have other books I need to read? Yes, we're going to read those. Anyways, I gave this 4 stars. I thought it was really good. The one thing I do want to point out is the author really didn't sit down and think about or do much research, I think, on the fact that Taro is, I want to say East Asian, if I remember correctly, but it could be, like, I don't think it's ever, like, outright stated, but she says Asian, which, like, be more specific, ma'am. This is written in 2006. I understand why there's some stuff, but there have been a couple of times when well, at least once in this one and once at the beginning of the other one, where she's described Taro, and I'm like, that's a racist way to describe East Asian eyes. So yeah, probably he is East Asian. Anyways, I'm just like, you were doing so well, and then you used that word. We have the live show for the Avengers Initiative Reading Challenge on, I don't know why I'm looking over there, that's where I usually sit, on Saturday. And it's on my channel, which means that I should probably know what we're talking about. In which case, that means I need to read Rise of the Red Hand by Olivia Chada. This is, so, from what I'm 20 pages in. I started it earlier. It is a lot of info dumping. Brianna, Margaret, what did you do? Why is it upside down? Brianna is a little bit further than I am, and she's like, we're still getting info dump. I do believe this is a debut, so I can forgive that, especially considering, like, I've read Brandon Sanderson, and, like, he does it well, but he writes epic fantasy. This is set in a city. I don't think, so it says South Asian province. Providence. I was trying to say Providence. That's not the right word. Province. Why do I keep trying to say Providence? Anyways, it's in the future. It's a dystopian. So far, what I understand is there are various levels of society, and because the earth is so polluted at this point, like the very, very rich are live in the higher levels of the cities where they're able to get cleaner air, cleaner water, all of that stuff. And then our main character, who is part of the Red Hand, part of the rebellion, something like that, is trying to like stop things and make things better for the people who live at the bottom levels of the city, where things are much more toxic, where it's much harder to live and be healthy and get food and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna sit down. We are currently in the middle of me doing food prep. It's Sunday. I have been beating my brains out with this insurance manual, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to read something that is not anything to do with life or health insurance. It's Monday now, and I was gonna close this vlog out, but then I realized we're doing 2-week vlogs right now because I don't post vlogs like ever. So let's see, what time is it? It is, oh hey, it's 5:38. Okay, so we got a few minutes to talk. So I have read quite a bit of Rise of the Red Hand. I'm on page 83, and it's interesting. I'm understanding what Brianna was saying about the info dump, because chapter 5, which is Taru's first chapter, like the actual action doesn't start till 73. Everything else is just her thinking about and doing a rundown of her history with Ashiva, the main character. And I'm just like, we couldn't have had her interacting with this world and thinking of these things. Like, the part of the story that we need doesn't start for 4 pages. I understand why that would be annoying, because it annoyed me. Other than that, I think that she's doing a pretty okay job of, like, mixing her world building and her stuff in there. There have been a few places where I'm like, maybe we could have worded that different, because it sounds kind of like it's like I am telling you a story. It really draws attention to the fact that the main character is telling you a story. And this, at least, the book doesn't seem to be like that. Like, it's not a narrative style, I guess I could say, or maybe she was going for a narrative style, but it is inconsistent. So we are where we are with that. I'm also listening to an audiobook, which is Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know by Samira Ahmed. This one's really interesting. So it's about a girl named Kayum, and she is a high schooler who is really into art history, and she's obsessed with this painting of the Giaour by Delacroix. And it's supposedly, she believes that Delacroix gave one of these paintings from the Giaour series, which is a very famous series for this painter. Never heard of him before. She thinks he gave this painting to Alexandre Dumas. And then she runs into a boy named Alexandre Dumas. And he is the great-grandson of the Dumas. And so they're kind of going on this little history hunt of the historical stuff behind his family. It's really interesting. It sat down and talked about the fact that Dumas' father was one of the highest ranking generals, officers in the French army, and he is still, or at least at the time of writing this book, was still one of the highest ranking black officers in Europe. So it's very interesting to see, like, that even though this boy is, like, white, he is, like, aware of the family history and, like, has a connection to that, even if people do not see that when they look at him. So I think like it's interesting to see how that gives him a little bit different perspective. One of the interesting things, so this genre series of paintings is based on a poem by Lord Byron, where it's a fight between the Giaour and the Pasha, and the Giaour is Christian, the Pasha is Muslim, and they're fighting over this woman who in the poem supposedly is never named. The interesting thing is every now and then, you know, going between Qayyum's chapters, we get chapters, is it Layla? Yes, it's Layla. We get real short chapters for Layla, and she is the woman that the Giaour and the Pasha were fighting over. I am assuming that this is kind of like the author's imagination of giving this woman a life and a history. If you are asking, did I go to the library to get a book so I could take a picture for my thumbnail? The answer would be yes, I did. Do we have books to talk about? Yes, we do. Let's start with the one I'm liking the best right now, which is Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know by Samira Ahmed. This is, I haven't gotten any further since Monday, Sunday, whatever day I last listened to it, because I am watching BookTube again. I just sat down and was like, you know what, we're just going to put today's subscription, I think I started on Sunday, we're going to put today's stuff on our watch later list, and we're just going to do the best we can, and then I'll get caught up on other stuff later as I have time. I'm just going to at some point pick people that I subscribe to and just go through everything that I have missed in the last year and a half since my brain stopped paying attention to BookTube and was like, podcasts only. It's really funny because now I'm like, BookTube, no podcasts. I'm like, no, Margaret, we got to have a balance. We got to stay caught up on both, or you will be overwhelmed and shut down. Anyways, I am really enjoying this. I'm liking, so I think there might be some shadiness. I think they both might be using each other just a little bit here. But I do like the way that this romance is progressing, because while it is, like, it's a quick romance, but it's quick in the, like, we are teenagers and we have emotions and we are attracted to each other. And so, like, yeah, kissing sounds like a good idea right now. That is how this is working, and I kind of love it, even though it is really fast, and I think sometimes there are like maybe some steps missing. Also, I am still working on Rise of the Red Hand. I am at page 214 or 215. I'm liking it so far. I do definitely, like, you can tell it is a debut novel. I think the plot is pretty decent. I like the characters. Decent, like, I don't dislike the characters. Like, I'm not really attached to any of them, but I don't dislike them, so I'm okay to keep, like, watching. Two things that are really bothering me and I think are going to impact the rating. The first one is, we have not given a good, proper setup for why Ashiva, not a good, proper setup, because there is setup. So, you know how a dystopian goes. Our main character, Ashiva, is going to end up being the one who has to change the world. But I'm at this point that, like, I need a good reason for her to be the one that can change the world. Because the way she is as a character right now, like, there are so many other people in the Red Hand that I feel could be better choices for leading, for what's gonna have to happen here in a minute. So I really needed us to, like, why is it her? Why does it have to be her? Why are we, maybe not why does it have to be her, because, like, if she's all that's left, that's great. I just feel like we need to take some time to step back and assess the situation before we're like, oh, no, you're the only one who can do this. We got there really fast for me, especially considering how much was unknown when this decision or this thing was said and made. The other thing is there are, especially like this, it's mostly with this one character, but we're having very contradictory conversations. Like, they'll say one thing and then in the next, well, no, it's not just the one character. There just will be places where, like, we'll state one thing and then it'll be the exact opposite in the next paragraph or the next dialogue. And I'm just like, but you just said, or this just, why? And there's not really, like, it's not noted upon like it's weird. It's not given a reason for it. And, like, once, okay, yeah, this character is shifty, but it's starting to be a pattern, and it's not just this one character. I got a book in the mail. It'd be more exciting if I had not actually bought it, but, yay. read these? Why do they send them to me? They're so wasteful. I got The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. So, if you've been on my channel since the Shadow and Bone Netflix series was announced, you'll know that one of my least favorite things is stickers that are printed on books. And all of the US editions now have like the sticker on the book. It's not terrible. They actually thought, like, put it in the design of the book and made it work. But I still hate it. So I went and I got this one, and I actually do quite like this one. This is the August book. July is Song of Wraiths and Ruin. Wrath and Ruin? One of those two things, which I am still waiting on. I have not received yet. This is Midnight Library. I don't think we've chosen September, October, November, December yet. I am still chugging through Rise of the Red Hand. I'm on page 250. The one thing I will say is this is a pretty readable book. The plot, I've been able to follow the plot. We've been talking in the group chat. I think I might be the only one that's been able to follow the plot, because everyone else is like, what did I just read? What just happened? I think this could have done with just one more pass through. There are places where things are not consistent and it's obvious to the reader, at least to me, which is sad, because like I really, for the most part, like this writing style. She's had some really great like lines and stuff. Like there are lines I'll be like, oh yeah, wow, this author really knows how to write. We'll see how it ends. Like at the moment, I am in fact actually interested in book 2. We'll see if that's still the case when I finish this. But like I'm not gonna be in a hurry to get to it. But like I wouldn't be mad about reading it. Hello everyone. It's Saturday. Guess who's remembering to vlog things? I have a cinnamon cake. I'm not sure. It's like a cinnamon roll, but it's like a giant one. I'm not sure. My mother gave it to me. It tastes good. Anyways, give me that food. Fine. It's not wanting. We'll just. This is the first thing I've eaten all day. We just finished the Avengers live show. I have about 5 minutes before I have to leave to get my hair cut. I did finish The Red Hand by Olivia Chana last night. I'm giving it 3 stars. The world building is really good in this. I really was interested in the world building and the setup of this dystopian. I really liked a lot of the plots that we had. However, there was a lot in here that she was just trying to do too much in one book, I feel. Like I didn't care about Taru at all. We could have done without Taru's chapters. They added nothing to the story, in my opinion. Riz, I was interested in it because I'm like, okay, yeah, this is my story just a little bit, not quite, but like I understood where he was coming from, and he, I feel, was more aware of his privilege than a lot of people are aware. Like, yeah, he's very privileged and his problems are really silly compared to like the ones that Ashiva is facing, but at the same time, like he is aware that life is good where he is and that it's not fair that things are so bad outside in the Narrows. Like, that's not a hard thing for him to grasp. We kept giving Ashiva more and more responsibility and power, and I'm just like, but who thinks this is a good idea? Why are we doing this? I don't understand. And then, like I said, I think we were doing too many things. There were a couple of plot points that I was just like, I really don't care about this because we didn't, like, establish this very well. Like, I understand that this would be a huge blow to the character, but, like, we needed this to happen in, like, book 2 for this to have a proper impact. So, I don't know. I'm still interested to see what she does with the next book, because I think that she's going to learn as she goes between book 1 and book 2, and things are going to get better. I mean, I've definitely read worse debuts, so, and this, you just could tell it was a debut. This is the 3rd book in a row that just hasn't done well for this reading challenge. Like hopefully the next one's really good, because it's supposed to be. Technically, I could start my June books now. I'm not going to. Hello. I just realized I did not show you the haircut while it was still straight, but I'm liking where we are right now. This is doing something weird, but once I crunch it, it should be fine. Anyways, we're here. Books have been read, changes of plans have happened, and we got a package. So, anyways, this is from Barnes & Noble, and it has, well, let's talk about books first. So, I realized a couple of things yesterday, or maybe it was this morning.
Anyways, we changed up our audiobook. Number one, because for some reason I was in a podcast. Well, who knows what reason. I was in a podcast mood when I was on the way to Aveda yesterday. I did read Make-up a Breakup by Sandhya Menon, or Lily Menon, I guess, is the name that she uses for her romance novels. I'm enjoying it. It's not... So it hasn't grabbed me right away like some of her other stuff has and like some of the other romance novels, but I'm invested and I'm interested in it. And we're starting to maybe get a little bit of like depth between the two main characters, because this is about Annika and Hudson. Main point of view is Annika. I don't think we're doing back and forth in this one. But Annika met Hudson, had a one-night stand with him or something like that during a conference in Las Vegas, and she is developing an app called Make-up where it helps facilitate communication between couples who are having issues like talking about whatever's going on or whatever's making them mad. So that's what this is supposed to be. Like, that's what hers is. And then he has an app that he started called Breakup, where you can hire someone to break up with your significant other for you rather than just like ghosting them. She feels that he like stole her idea, and what she doesn't know, and what is very obvious within page like... It was really obvious from the beginning. What she doesn't know is that I'm pretty sure the fact that she never got back with him, like he really liked her, the fact that she never got back with him caused some insecurity, made him feel sad, and so he made this app so that like no one has to feel that feeling again. And she has not caught on to this idea yet, and I'm just like, ma'am, it's right, it is right freaking there. Anyways, I read some of this. It's good. I'm going to finish it maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and then that'll be one more book that I read in May. I think I've read like 3 at this point. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, and then I realized that my audiobook hold for Such a Fun Age was by Kylie Reed was going to be, it expires on like Tuesday or something, and so I was like, you know, maybe I should put an effort into this one, because I was able to... The other one, Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know, does not have any holds on it, so I don't need to worry about that one. I was able to renew it. This one is about Amira, and it's about Alex. Amira is a black woman. She's 25. She's just graduated college and been through transcriptionist school, and she is the babysitter for Alex, who is an influencer, I guess. She's like my age, and made her career writing letters to companies and asking for stuff and getting that stuff and then writing reviews for it. And it's it's interesting. It's like your typical influencer kind of thing. And so what happens is Amira, let's go back. What happens is Alex calls Amira one night and is like, hey, something has happened. I need you to come and take my 3-year-old Briar and take her to take her to the grocery store or something. So while she's at the grocery store, some well-meaning white lady is like, hey, I don't think that child belongs to you, and like calls security over, and like no one's listening to her, but until she calls dad and is like, hey, can you come? They're trying to like arrest me because they think I've stolen your child. Like they're not listening to her when she says, I'm literally her babysitter, because it's late at night, it's weird. So anyways, I am 34% of the way in. There, stuff has happened. It's really good. Like she just jumps right into the action. I was expecting some setup, something like that. No, we're like right there with the phone call being like, hey, can you come watch Briar? Briar is her name. Why would you name a child Briar? That's a name for a dog. It fits dogs beautifully. Children? Okay, I mean like there's Briar Rose, and that's a pretty name, but like, it's just weird calling a child Briar when my friend has a dog named Briar. Here's the reason that I actually pulled the camera out. I know what books these are. So I already knew. I ordered a couple of things from Barnes and Noble. Okay, so I got A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne Brown. This is the July or August. I think it's July though. It's the July book for the readathon, the reading challenge. Avengers Initiative Reading Challenge is that book. So apparently we've got 2 main characters. One of them is Malik, one of them is Karina. Malik has made a deal to kill Kalina, who is the crown princess of Zeran, which is his country. And she also wants to do, let's see, that's right, she wants to resurrect her mom. So there's a there is a contest called the Solstacia Contest. And it's put on by Karina because she is trying to find someone that can help her resurrect her mother. And she has decided that the best way to do that is have people compete with her for her hand in marriage. And Malik enters that contest because he has struck a deal to save his sister by killing Karina. But as attraction flares between them, an ancient evil stir, will they be able to see their tasks to the death? This is gonna be right up my alley. I'm so ready for it. The last several books for Avengers have been like bad or not the greatest. And I'm excited for June and July's book because I've heard such good things about them. Also, look at this stunning cover. I love how like it's not like shiny, but they have this really nice like metallic sheen to it. And then the other one that I have is Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow. If you've watched my March wrap-up, I read Song of the Crimson Flower. I have to literally look at titles. Anyways, I read that. This is a Snow White retelling, and it starts out with the evil queen. I think she's the main character of this book, and then I believe Snow White is going to be the main character of the second book, but this is one of the books that I am reading for the Avengers Initiative Reading Challenge, and since I enjoyed Song of the Crimson Flower so much, I was just like, why not just buy it? Like, why not get myself a copy? It's a paperback, which makes me sad, but they don't have the nice, like, the matching covers in hardcover, so I'll deal with it. Anyways, I have been talking to y'all for way too long. I'm gonna go eat my breakfast and edit some of today's video because that needs to go up, and then I've got to study, so. I love that I'm eating breakfast and it's almost 2 p.m. We're about to have a whole mess because the main character's boyfriend and the woman that she babysits for are about to meet, and like, it's not gonna go well, and she doesn't know it, and he doesn't know it, and her employer doesn't know it, so, oh boy. Yeah. I mean, they're grown adults, so they're probably gonna be, like, at least pretend to be okay about it, but, it's gonna be fun. So, in other news, I have, for once, folded all of my laundry. See? See? Oops, what did I just drop? Oh, it doesn't matter. Ta-da! Socks. The socks are folded. The pile of socks has been folded, and then there's laundry. So, and then all of my work uniforms are hung up and folded. I'm like, this is what happens when you have 3 days for a weekend. All right, hello. It is Monday morning because today is Memorial Day, and since we are still kind of, in the middle of a pandemic, I'm not doing anything for Memorial Day. I don't usually do anything for Memorial Day, although I did side-eye my neighbor walking down the road because they were doing this super patriotic thing where, like, they had their entire property lined, like their lot lined with American flags, and I'm looking going, you're being patriotic here, you think? But like, half of these flags are touching the ground, my friend. What are you doing? Sorry. Anyways, random performative patriotism rant aside, hi, it's Monday morning. I'm gonna wrap this vlog up now because then I can start the new one for June. And I just figure, you know what? It's Memorial Day. I'm going to go. So, books you saw me read in this vlog. Rise of the Red Hand by Olivia Shada. I think this is everything you saw me read in this vlog. I have no idea what I talk about in vlog. This got 3 stars. Again, I didn't hate reading it. It was okay. I gave it 3 stars. It has a promise. Like, the concept of this book is a plus. And I think maybe I had too high expectations, but the execution was maybe a C. There were just some places I think we needed the timeline to be smoothed out a little bit. Not timeline, the plot line. There was a little bit too much going on for me. There were places where we just dumped information, and I think she could have handled that. Like, I was reading it and I could see how it could have been edited to actually, like, she was still giving you the same amount of information, but it wasn't in like this 3-page long text chunk. Then that's not even taking into into consideration the fact that half of those 3 pages we already knew because of the previous point of view. I also, like, just, again, really weird, intense relationship all at the beginning. Like, there's no romance, and then suddenly they're kissing, and I'm like, what is, like, I have liked some questionably fast-paced romances in my time. No, not this one. I also want to mention A Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know by Samira Ahmed. I have not finished this. I am like an hour, couple hours out from the end of this book. We're at like 70%. However, I did put it down just for the time being because I had another book that I wanted to get to first. I love it. I cannot wait to see how it ends. I do think we're going to find out that there is some stuff that someone is, well, they're both hiding stuff from each other, but I think we're going to find out. I don't know yet whether it's like we are dealing with a con artist or we're dealing with someone who has a tragic past and just does not want to talk about it, really doesn't want like this, like one of those situations where you for the first time in your life have met someone, or not for the, but like you've met someone who doesn't know everything that everyone else knows about you, and it's kind of refreshing for them not to know that. Alex Approximately was really good for that. So I'm intrigued. I will probably be picking this up later on in the next vlog, but I needed to put it down so I could read Such a Fun Age by Kiley Reid. I am telling you, I'm not done with this. I will be done with it by the end of the day. This just, like, she hits the ground running in this book and just goes. Like, the plot just goes. You cannot put it down. I listened to like 7 out of 10 hours of this audiobook yesterday and didn't even realize it. Like, I was listening to it all day long. The characters, the way that she is doing this plot, we're getting to a point, I put it down at a point where I'm like, oh people are gonna make terrible decisions, and I hate it. So, I mean, we already, like, definitely she needs to dump the boss. Like, just go. Goodbye. You need to go. Like, I admit the kid is cute and probably needs some love, but, like, goodbye. That particular plot line is giving me the help vibes, and I kind of like the fact that this is that storyline, but from the perspective of a black character written by a black woman. So I do like that we're having that exploration of that kind of dynamic, but it's from the actual authentic point of view of the person who would have been experiencing that. It's not exploitative. I'm not sure about the boyfriend yet. Like, I know people can learn and grow and stuff, but the stuff he did as a teenager was, if he did do it, super shady, and like, we would be having a conversation if I knew that kind of information about my boyfriend. I'd be like, okay, what? Hold up. The final book that I am working on and I haven't finished, but I am mostly enjoying, is Makeup Breakup by Lily Manon. I'm having a fun time with this, but the problem is this competition between Annika and Hudson. He just did something to sabotage her. We're like halfway through the book. He's kind of already hinted at the fact that he still likes her, that there's still something there for him, and yet he's sitting here being completely and totally unprofessional and like, not even just like throwing a wrench in the works, like completely sabotaging her. I haven't seen what the outcome of this particular situation is because I was falling asleep and I was just like, I can't deal with this right now. I cannot deal with this right now. So I put the book down and I went to bed. But I'm just like, that is starting to bother me, that they are trying, like, at least on her part, you know, she still kind of really dislikes him, even though he's hot. She's like, you're hot, but like, I really dislike you. And sometimes you can be kind of like vulnerable and honest, but I still, like, she's still extremely frustrated by him and like just disagrees with the entire principle of his app. And then he's out here like completely sabotaging her, not just in like like, it's not even a competition that is going on. It's just them presenting to high schoolers, and it's like, you know, this is very unprofessional, both of you. Please stop. So, anyways, I am assuming that how that's gonna end is she's gonna do a very good job and like impress everyone, but the situation is frustrating me, and I don't like him doing this. So, anyways, that is it. That is the vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this vlog, please give it a thumbs up. Also, talk to me down in the comments. Have you read any of these books? If you would like to leave an emoji, let's see, since this is the last one we talked about, leave a little heart emoji. leave the pink heart. Do we have a pink heart? I think we only have a red heart. Anyways, leave a heart emoji, the heart emoji of your choice if you are not feeling chatty. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, we already did that part. There are videos over here. If you enjoyed this one, you may enjoy some of the other ones that are on my channel. That was all backwards and weird, but that's fine. That is it for now, my friends. I will talk to you later. Well, no, I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!